Okay. Y'all rise. Enemies be scattered. Then I hate them. Y'all rise. Enemies be scattered. Get the presence of y'all be in this house. Get the presence in this house. When y'all rise, enemies be scattered. Then I hate them as flee. This is the day y'all has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that y'all has made. We rejoice. We rejoice. Let all heaven and earth be silent as y'all flew into his tabernacle. Let all heaven and earth be silent this day as Yahuwah into his tabernacle. Yet y'all rise, enemies be scattered. Enemies be scattered, and then the hate must flee. Let y'all rise. Let y'all rise. This is the Shabbat. It says, remember the Shabbat and keep it condition holy. Remember the Shabbat. This day forth and forevermore. On August the 30th, 2019. On Yom Shishi, the end of Yom Shishi, the beginning of Yom Shabbat. Y'all rise. Y'all rise. Let's stand. Yom Shofar. Hallelujah! Blessed be his name. Blessed be his name. Let us pray. Yeshua, we thank you for your goodness and your mercy today. Yeshua, the Mashiach, for your word to be praised this day and this hour. For Yeshua, you are Elohim on Shabbat. We come to bless your name today. Yeshua, we just want to thank you for all week long, the sponsored living, work, everything you have given us. You woke us up each day. You let us rest, Yeshua, but on the day right now, it's Shabbat, Yeshua. You said, remember the Shabbat and keep it holy. The 6 days you created the heavens, earth, all the ends, but you say you rested on the 7th day, and you blessed it, you sanctified it. You told Yisrael to rest on this day. You gave him a commandment. And we are keeping this commandment that you gave down to now, in the year 2019, to being obedient, Yah. We just want to thank you for just giving us the mindset, Yeshua, to come in this place, y'all. We thank you for the mindset to come to be obedient to you for your command. And we want to be obedient children today, Yeshua. I just ask you to bless everyone that's here and sound of my voice, Yeshua. Bless the ones that are coming right now. Give them travel mercies on the road, Yeshua, that they may come and be obedient to your word, Yeshua. It says commandment to say come and worship you on this day, Yeshua. Yeshua, we ask you again this day, if anything in us that not be in us, Yeshua, we ask you to forgive us our sins right now. You forgive us our faults. Forgive us our shortcomings, God, that you may hear our petition. We pray that you rock the dish, your Holy Spirit, be in this place today as you go up and down the aisles, Yeshua. We ask for our heart of flesh, that you come into our hearts right now, Yeshua, to minister to our souls, minister to our minds, Yeshua, that we may be more pleasing to your sight, Yeshua. Again, we want to thank you, Yah. We want to thank you, Yeshua. We thank you again, Yeshua, just to know you, Yah. You are to create all the heavens and earth. You created fish of the seas, the fowls of the air. You created beasts of the field, Yeshua. You created every creeping thing, Yeshua, on the earth, God. You gave meat, seed for meat for man. You gave man vine for man to drink, Yeshua. We thank you, y'all. You made the sun, the moon, the stars, the heavenly hosts, Yeshua, to do your work. You created man in your own image, gave female to him with a rib, Yeshua, that helpmate, y'all. You gave him the breath of life, you made him a living soul, Yeshua. We thank you. Without you, Yeshua, we can't do nothing, y'all. Without you, we have nothing, Yeshua, so we want to thank you. Even create Yeshua HaMashiach as our atonement, as our sacrifice for our sin, for Adam and Eve. They sinned before us and created all mankind to sin, Yeshua. But you gave atonement for us. You loved us. You gave us atonement for our sin, that we may live eternal life with you in the new millennium, Yeshua. That says all we pray together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Mind, that may be seated in the house of Yah. All right, my family. Y'all family now. Come in the house of Yah like that. Welcome y'all to Bethel Saturday Church. I am Bishop Ronald K. Harrison Jr. I welcome y'all to the house today on Shabbat day. We are here, don't mind, I'm taping too, so I pray you don't mind that. I tape and put it on YouTube to get a chance to listen to it. That's how I do it. So just to let you know, all right? So don't put you out there like that. But welcome to you, TV Land, to Bethel Saturday Church. Again, I'm Bishop Ronald K. Harrison Jr. Welcome to Bethel. We're here at 118 Cheney Avenue, Jacksonville, North Carolina, 28540. Time to serve your Yom Shishi, the Yom Shishi beginning of Yom Shabbat at 7. That's when we worship now. In this hour, we got Shabbat at 11:30. That's tomorrow. Then we got Yahuwah study, instruction of Torah, Yom Revi at 7 o'clock. All right. Phone number Bethel is 910-388-5295. My phone number, Bishop phone number is 910-381-3056. I give you the phone number just in case you're talking too fast for you or you just missed out. You get the times of the service, just give me a call and I'll direct you back to the times of the service. All right, the creed of Bethel is Ephesians 4:5. We believe in one Yahuwah, one faith, one baptism, one Yahuwah. There's only one that we serve in the heavens above, on earth, under earth. We do all things in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach because he said so, to give honor to all our Father. All right, the one faith is the death, burial, resurrection of Yeshua HaMashiach, and the baptism. We do believe in baptism. You must be born again of the water and the spirit to be saved. Yeshua said you shouldn't even enter the kingdom of Yah if you ain't born again of the water and spirit. So we speak that in this house. In Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20, our foundation, the Bethel foundation, is built upon the apostles and the prophets, and Yeshua HaMashiach is the chief cornerstone. Yeshua is our foundation. There is no other. We stay on Yeshua, and we believe what the apostles and the prophets says. If the apostles and prophets ain't say it, we ain't doing it. They are before us. They walked with Yah. They was petition men. They were filled with Yah's spirit, and they walked with Yah. What Yah told them to do, they did it, and apostles, they walked with Yeshua, and then Yeshua told them, gave them a great commission to go out and preach, and that's what we got 2,000 years ago today. 2,000 years today, we got the same day what Yeshua told his apostles, and the Rock of Dis leads us to all truth. That's why you got the Rock of Dis. We got the Rock of Dis in you. What the word says, it's going to convict you, or it's going to build you up, it's going to guide you, it's going to teach you, it's going to love you, and you're going to know that you're in the truth. All right, see what I'm forgetting about. Nervous, man. I like that. I got to do that. Every time, hey, that's good. Every time I got visitors, that's good. That's a good thing. So, I'm excited. See what else. All right, again, I am thankful again to be in the house of Yahuwah. Y'all are so great, man, all week long. Y'all great testimony. I appreciate y'all coming. Man, got me excited. I've been telling everybody about y'all, man. Y'all stopped by the shop, man. I told my other minister that usually he's here, but he's in, like I told you, he's in Charlotte. He said, amen. And I said, that's like I said, that's the same thing what happened to him. Late at night at 11 o'clock, man, he stopped right here, man. Coming out, and I'm going to the door, and he's coming out like it's crazy. I was like, wait a minute, my game face on him, man. He said, what's up? Is that Yeshua? I said, yeah, it's Yeshua, That was good, So, but I'm thankful for Yahuwah, his faith blessing. The shop, I've been praying for the shop, I've been praying for this place right here. We know we got to move pretty soon. And what I'm really excited is the landlord called yesterday talking about you got the rent. I said, yes, sir. That means we got one more month here. One more month. That's why I'm praising. One more month in this building so we can prepare our way to where we're going. But I thank Yahuwah for that. So Yahuwah knows I'm not ready to move. My heart's right here. We've been here about 10 years and, keeping Shabbat. And I don't want to go nowhere. But I know we got to leave sooner or later. But I think Yahuwah is buying time for us. So we are looking for a place. So sound of my voice, still keep us in prayer. I'm trying to find out where y'all want to lead us and guide us, to where his name will be at again, where we may worship him on the Shabbat day, because it is Shabbat. He said Shabbat. You must remember the Shabbat. This is the day to worship. Not on Sunday. I speak that. I don't care anybody out there. They know. Yes, I do worship on Sunday, but if you skip the Shabbat and go to Sunday, you are in sin. Automatic. Automatic. That means Sunday is your God. Sunday is your idol. So if you go worship on Shabbat first, I don't care what you do on Sunday. You want to go praise him? Great. Praise him. Do what you want to do. But like I said, here we teach it. Shabbat. So I'm looking forward, Yahuwah direct us to a new place that we may worship him on Shabbat day. I know my elder will be coming in here. He usually coming late, so he'll be here. So I'm going to pass the mic to our visitors. You may speak it. Yeah, we do that here. We get testimonies. Wherever y'all live in your heart, you know, on a service time like this, everybody goes through. Even Elder King, he don't talk. He just say, hallelujah, pass the mic. If that's what you got to say, great. But we pass the mic around here because I want to hear what God's doing for you this day and hour. If you just say hallelujah, a testimony, but please, y'all my visitors today, speak your name, tell where you're from, and everything else. All right, shalom.
Over here, Shabbat shalom. My name is Israel. This is my wife, Basha. And, well, I think our whole life story has been kind of a blessing from God. Before coming together, before we married, I was in Torah, and unfortunately, I kind of like went away from her for a while, but God brought me back, and one of the things I was praying for was a wife. And so I know I went online, and it was like a Hebrew roots dating site, and that's how we met. And after like a week, we checked the web page, and the web page was gone. So that was that's
God will do that to you like that.
So,
hallelujah, boy. That's why y'all glowing like that. Y'all glowing, man.
I'm blessed to have her, but my family, part of it, kind of disagreed with our lifestyle. So
what you think,
man? So we had a lot of conflict, and
I like conflict.
That kind of escalated things. So we had to leave my own city, South Texas, because of that. And no, it's all right. Well, it's kind of a testimony where y'all took care of us, even though we weren't financially there. We were sleeping on the floor in the cold, but y'all still took care of us. We had food coming in, jobs. So we decided to come to North Carolina. She's from North Carolina. And, we were driving by, coming from work, and I saw your minivan, but I didn't choose to go there, and I kind of like regretted not stopping by. I thought it was just a customer. I was like, oh, okay. So then a couple days later, we saw it again, and like, oh, there's a bus that you should. Yeah, let me go. I did the turn, and I came inside, and I was like, hello, sir. Is this your van? You're like, yes. And then we kind of just started from there. I looked up from 118 Ministries, the Fellowship Finders. I was trying to find local people, and I believe I saw one of your listings are on the map. So I tried to get in touch with somebody else, and with other people, but they really respond. So I think really it's just you that we found, and we're blessed to.
Y'all I'll take anybody come in and want to worship. Come on. We need you. Thank you, y'all.
Well, we need each other. Kind of like the wandering sheep in our family. And, everybody that has come to Torah kind of has a similar story. So we have like a kinship with one another, a fellowship. It's like family that we've always we've never met, but we've always known that we have a family. So is there something you want to say? No? Okay. She's shy, but really, she does. She's just a little shy, but that's just a little bit about us. And thanks for having us here.
All right, man. That is a signing. I appreciate that. All right, Sister Sue, you up. This is Sister Sue from Montana. You know, like my brother was living in Montana. He was in the military. He met his wife there. And he came back because his wife went there with kids. So they're not together, but he was there with his kids. So he lived there until his kids got grown. So I was doing a fundraiser. I got the Yeshua's church. Y'all want to have when I got some more beer. That's what I do. At the end of the service, I do y'all one. That's what I do for fundraisers for Africa. So I was doing the fair up there. We did the Christian gospel fest like that. did that for the first year, and it went pretty good. And I met Sister Sue. She been getting into studies and stuff. And one of my sisters that passed, she had cancer, and she was in Idaho. And she wanted to always see me. So my other sister here, that real close to me, she's like sister. She asked me, she was like, I said, brother, are you coming? My sister will see you. I said, all right, I'm coming. So they got me a plane ticket. It was a number, y'all. So Sister Sue came from Great Falls, 6-hour drive, all the way to Idaho. We baptized in Yeshua's name, and it was awesome, man. We came in, she drove back, and she's been with ever since. She's faithful. She calls in. That's why I talk about people now. She calls in on Facebook. She texts me. She says, I'm ready for Torah study. I'm ready for Shabbat. She lets me know that she's ready. So nobody out there ain't got an excuse now. This lady right here is faithful. So, all right, Sister Sue, I had to talk about you a little bit. Yeah, come on. Praise him.
I got to say. Other than shalom and hallelujah for the new family members. And I usually read a Shabbat scripture on Friday. When I'm in service on Saturday, if I'm not down at the phone market working, I leave. But tomorrow I'll be working, so I'll read from Isaiah 66, verses 21 to 24. And then I will say, or also pray for them, for please and for lead us, saith Elohim. For if the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith Elohim, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Shabbat to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith Elohim. And they shall go forth, and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For the worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorred unto all flesh. Oh, I know something you didn't tell a little bit, but how I was blessed by my diabetes to put in remission, and I've been in remission for the last year and a half, and I've only been coming to it, and keeping this about for the last couple of years, so.
Thank you, Sister Sue. It sure has been a blessing. Yahuwah has blessed because of your faithfulness. Continue praying that y'all continue to bless you, Sister Sue, you and your family. It's a miracle about her family. Since she became a Shabbat, her family's turning. She had a son that was pending for charges, something that he didn't do. He got thrown out of court, man. And his son is kind of changing around, gets a job now. He's trying to be like a man. He's helping around his family. And her little daughter's growing up, wisdom, smart. Her oldest daughter just graduated from college, and now she's getting a driver's license. Now she's working with a flower shop. And her family, man, since she came to Yah, doing things at Yah, her family just molded. Even though they're not coming to Shabbat all the way, but you can see how Yah is putting blessings over her house. That's why I see stuff like that. How Yah, just like I said, we stay faithful to Yah. What's around us will mold. Like I said, a lot of people, man, here in Jacksonville, they just thought I was weird, crazy. They knew I loved Jesus. I was Jesus like crazy. When I found out Yeshua, they really turned their back then. Because I was all Jesus. I was straight up running Jesus hard. Because that's what the ministry I was taught. Because people understand, I'm a backslid minister. I was out to run the streets for 10 years. I knew the truth, but I didn't want it. I was wanting to do my own thing. But y'all put me in jail for the last time. So what you going to do now? You want to go to jail? Or you want to follow me, come back to me. I said, y'all, you erase all my stuff done, I'm done. So I was supposed to do 10 years. He erased the 10 years, he gave me back my probation, and from there I've been running crazy. He said he gave me, because like I said, he gave me that last chance. I know, I used to walk with him. I knew how he treated me, but I wanted my own thing. But still, man, I love him to death, so y'all is good, and like I said, since I came to Shabbat, man, it really turned their head. Now it's like, this dude lost his wig. That's all right. I know truth. I know if I see it, and y'all give me the understanding, it's over. You can't tell me nothing. I go with that scripture from the Old Testament to the New Testament. I can prove to the New Testament that Shabbat is right. When I tell them that, well, they don't want no parts of me. But that's where it is. I'm just glad that we have a heart of flesh. That's what y'all are looking for. He ain't worried about if you get it the first time. He just wants you to get it. When you finally get it, understanding, live it. And when you live it, you bring others in there. That's why I say I like that, because the Seventh-day Adventists, man, I don't knock them because I got some friends, and you know, I don't go with all what they say. Like you said, the Seventh-day Adventists, that's when they got me on Shabbat. I didn't get it here. I grew up here in Jacksonville, and you know, I go to church. Man, my daughter was in Elizabeth City, and she said, "Pops, man, I don't found this Seventh-day Adventist church up here. Won't you come?" So I was going up there. That's how Yahuwah got me, man. The pastor said, we ain't gonna do no service. I said, I want y'all to come in my office. And I want you to come in my office. We're gonna have a Bible study. And that's when I got it. When Yahuwah showed me the scripture in Exodus chapter 16 about the manna. You know, Yahuwah, he rained down manna for 6 days, for 40 years. On the 7th day, there was no manna on there. Yahuwah did it for 40 years. God said, if I'm keeping my Shabbat, why ain't you? He said, son, you're keeping all 9 laws. Man, commandments. You can't just keep the 10th one too and just... I said, Yahuwah, you're right, sir. Y'all forgive me. Now I got to understand it. That right day, when he spoke to me on that Shabbat, it took me, I already had to get out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Elizabeth City to get the Shabbat. And I thank Yahuwah for that because he had patience with me on that. That's why I have patience with everybody else, because a lot of people don't get it. I'm not going to mock you, I ain't going to laugh at you, I ain't going to say nothing to you till you get it. But if you say some crazy stuff, it might come out my mouth, so I'm going to come out quick. I'm going to come out real quick. But if you patient, don't say nothing, I'm going to pray that y'all give it like a light bulb that clicks. Wow, you get it. So I'm just thanking y'all for the Shabbat day again, for the understanding. Like you said, we are the black sheep, you know. I don't know why, but I always been the black sheep anyway growing up when I was running the streets, man. My brothers, and I love my brothers, they were straight nerds, you know, they stuck around the house. You know, I was always running the streets, doing my own thing. But I thank for a praying mother. I thank you for, you know, at least the religious atmosphere that we grew up in. But then I thank y'all for as we become men and women that we have our own mindset, you know, he gives it to us, you know, and then we learn from the Torah, you know, and he gives us a rock of dish to lead us to all kind of truth, you know, of his namesake. And it's up to us to believe. It's up to us to have that faith, you know, then it's up to us to have that hope and that trust and that expectation. You know, we get it, then after that, then we don't need anybody else to say this and this. We do need a shepherd that teaches you, which he gave us, he gave me that ability, and I'm thankful that I took the calling. You do need a shepherd, but he gave each individual their own mind, their own faith, the measure of faith, their own, you know, way they can believe, you know, the grasp it and everything like that. But again, I am thankful. I guess Elder King, he ain't coming up. He probably come, be running late, or you probably definitely see y'all make it out to the bar. You will see Elder King. All right, let's see what else. Okay. Anybody got else to say? Anybody got any Shabbat scriptures? Okay, so we're going to get in a little scriptures today. Y'all did give me something today. And I got this from my, I was going to mental health for the military, trying to get my percentage up in the Navy, so I can go to these mental health classes and stuff like that, you know, so they could prove that I lost my wig, which I didn't, but I want them to pay my money with the old me. That's why I'm going. I don't care, TV man. I'm telling you the truth, I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? They owe me some money. They're going to pay me what I done served. That's all I got to say. You know, they're going to give me my money. But I was going there, and my sponsor, you know, my teacher there, said so. He said, let go and let God. You know, we always hear that thing, and he was telling about me because I got anxiety problems, man. They say that, man, I'm impatient, you know, I get upset, you know, that's me. You know, I have y'all, there's some things about it, but it came from the military. You know, and then he says, well, you a preacher. He says, let go and let y'all. I said, man, come on, man. And he said that. I said, wow. He encouraged me. He said, let go. He said, let go and let y'all. I knew he's coming, Elder King, man. I knew he finally coming. How you doing? This is our elder. This is our new family here, man. And what I share with you, Elder, on Wednesday, we had a meeting.
Yes, my wife Basha.
Yeah, this is my elder right here.
How y'all
Mostly like my uncle, he's there when I was young. He's with my father, my mother growing up, so he's like really uncle growing. And then I love my elder. He's like an uncle. I was keeping Shabbat. He was keeping Sunday. We keep apostolic ministry on Sunday. And he used to know. He was the one who used to laugh because I'd be up run up and down the house, screaming out Jesus, Jesus, Jesus like crazy. I love it so much about that. He says, he came to you and said, you sure you know who you believe in? I said, yeah, I know Jesus. Yeah, he looked at me in the eyes. He said, are you sure? He already knew I was keeping Shabbat already. And he already knew I was an outcast already. I told you I was an outcast. Then he started coming with Yeshua, and he started doing the research and had me do the research on Yeshua. Boy, then Yahuwah showed me this, man. And he started telling us how the name Yeshua brought, he said that was a name of a slave ship, and I said, my Jesus, my Yeshua won't do nothing like that, man. Yeshua name can't be cursed like that, because he was already cursed one time by hanging on the cross. That's what y'all done taught me. I said, nah, man. So I started doing the research, man, and I started seeing the research of the names only 400 years. But this nation's only on 400. We've been enslaved about 400 years, man. I ain't gonna be worshiping no name Jesus for 400 years. And he says, then Yah says, man, he says, who gets the right to change my name? I said, no one, Yah. He said, do you want your name changed? I said, no, I love my name, Ronald Kenneth Harrison Jr. That is my name. That's the name my father gave me, and I'm happy for that name. And he asked, do you want your name changed? I said, no, y'all. I don't want my name changed. You think I don't want my name changed? I said, okay. Then he would say translation. How can you translate a name? Does that name still have the same power? That name still have the same saying? Because Yahusha means that Yah that saves. Do Jesus say that? No, it doesn't. TV Land, I speak that. Get mad at me. Y'all want to say it's the same thing? That's what they want to say. Jesus and Yeshua is the same. It's not. It's not the same thing. So I love my elder again. Most I love my elder because he loved my soul. Even though he's like my uncle growing up, he used to come to the shop. It's funny he come to my shop. In my shop. It's funny he kept on coming to my shop. Elder don't come to my shop like that. About 2 or 3 times a week he was coming to my shop. I said, son, man. You don't come to my shop like that. That's why I love him, because he wanted me to make sure. Because he already knew I was keeping Shabbat. He already knew I was hanging in everybody. He already knew I was an outcast. He already knew I was going to stay faithful with Shabbat. But now I have the name, so it goes together. So since I've been going to Yeshua, the house of y'all has been growing. Brothers and sisters like you be coming in here. We have new people coming in all the time. Blessings are coming in like crazy. I cried Yeshua. I can come boldly through the throne, Yeshua, and come call upon his namesake. And he got to come through. Not with no Jesus, but Yeshua. So again, I always say I lift him up, my elder up in Yeshua's name. Yeshua gets the praise. But I thank y'all for my elder. He's been faithful ever since. He done left the Sunday church, man. Everybody think he crazy. Been going to that church for 30 years, man. Think about it. Going to church for 30 years and come to Shabbat. Know what he talked about. I know the church we go to, man. They think he done lost his wig. His wife still goes, but I think my mother there, that she understands. And I'm praying that she will get the revelation that she will come. They know my mother. Sometimes they'll come in, you see my mom people up in here too on Shabbat. That's why I love my mother, because she still, she comes and supports me. She always supported me. That's what a mother does. She always supported me. She always comes. She might come a little late, but she do come on Shabbat sometimes. I remember my mom coming when I started Shabbat in my mother's living room. And she used to come and hold services. And then we started, where this place started, we started at the local Joe coffee shop. We used to have the conference room. So it was funny that we had a Mocha Joe coffee shop. Keeping Shabbat, everybody's coming with their donuts and their coffee, And my daughter at the time, when I had her, she said, Daddy, We going to Shabbat. Hey, I said, yeah, baby, you going to Shabbat for some coffee, for some donuts and some milk. Hey, she said she could. But it was funny, but that's what we did. We worshiped on Shabbat at a coffee shop. We had coffee, donuts. It was awesome, but that's where we started. Then we had this place. That's why I love this place so much, because this place used to be a substitute place, Helping Hands. And then the instructor here, I asked him, can we keep Shabbat here because the Boca Joe coffee shop is closing? She said, yeah, come on Saturdays, you can have it. We ain't here. And we had like a little office table, look a big meeting table we set around. And we did on Shabbat. You know, we kept there. And I asked him, do we need pay? He said, no, no, no. I want you to come on Shabbat and worship. That's how y'all blessed us. But then they no longer had it, and my brother, elder friend, my brother, my counselor, and I asked him, we pursued this building, then Yahuwah gave us this building, so we've been here ever since. So that's why I thank God for this building. Like I said, Shabbat is right. When you keep the Shabbat, Yahuwah makes a way for you. When you make a way for Shabbat, and make an effort in Shabbat, and do what he says, y'all will open the doors for anything. Like you said, y'all was sleeping on the floor, y'all was rough time. And look at y'all now. I can't tell. What y'all don't tell me, I can't tell. I understand what y'all went through, but look how Yahuwah bless you for keeping Shabbat, being faithful. I love the web page thing when y'all got on the page and met together, then it vanished. That's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's a testimony. I appreciate hearing stuff like that. That's awesome. All right. Okay, we're going to go on to the next order of our service. I thank Yahuwah. You know, Yahuwah, like I said, Yahuwah is dealing with me. I got this. I'm going to teach it because I got a message for tomorrow. I'm going to use this. We're not going to be long tonight. You know, you wish you would hear my other minister. We long, boy. He be long. We be here like 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes we get in here like 10 o'clock at night. But he be rolling. I think my minister favor. I'll be the same way, but I'm not going to be here on the beginning of Shabbat. I'll get you tomorrow. Shabbat. I'm just going to go to a couple of scriptures and talk about how, you know, it says, let go and let Yah, you know, and I'm just going to go with a couple of scriptures sometimes. Sometimes we try to do things in our own power, you know. Sometimes we don't give it to Yahuwah, which we know he has all power. Ahaya Shahaya, I am that I am. He has all power. He's all things. He do everything. So we will talk about that. I'm going to go with a couple of scriptures where some men and women, they let go and let God take care of it. So we can do some reading in here. We do a lot of reading. I might just go with a couple of scriptures. Let's go with Yeshua first. And I think that's in Matthew chapter 22. Elder, you got to share a testimony?
Hallelujah.
I'll tell you. That's all I need to hear. Hallelujah. Blessed be his name. All right. Let's see if I can find the scripture. I think it's Matthew 26. Give me a minute and I'll find it. All right, cool. Let's go to go to verse 23, we'll do some reading. And he answered, Matthew chapter 26, verse 23, and he answered and said, he that dips his hand with me in this dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goes as it was written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, you have said. And as they were eating, Yeshua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink you all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine to that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out unto the Mount of Olives. Then said Yeshua unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I have risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of you, yet will I never be offended. Yeshua said unto him, verily I say unto you, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice, 3 times. Peter said unto him, though I should die with you, yet will I not deny you. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then come Yeshua with them into a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, sit you here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little farther, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Abba, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he come unto the disciples, and find them asleep. And said unto Peter, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not in temptation. The rock indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the 2nd time, and prayed, saying, O my Abba, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, that your will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same words. Then came he to his disciples and said unto them, sleep on now and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand, that you betray me. All right, stop right there. He says, let go and let y'all. We're talking about Yeshua. Yeshua was sorrowful right there. Yeshua knew what was going on. Yeshua knew all things already. But right now, he had to let y'all take over this. Not your will, but not my will, but your will be done, y'all. Your will. That's what we got to say sometimes. Not my will, y'all, but your will be done. That's when you let y'all take over the things. And that's what? He was very sorry for this. To drink this cup. And you already know the cup he had to drink. He drank the cup for our sins. He was atonement for our sins. He was our scapegoat. He was our sacrifice, Yeshua was. Do you think he wasn't going that cross? He seen everything. He had a vivid picture of everything what they were going to do to him. He even told Peter, you're going to deny me 3 times. All right, told him. He said, all y'all going to be scattered. Y'all going to leave me hanging. Said that, all that. He was very sorrowful. But he had to put it into y'all's hands. And sometimes we got to do the same thing. We got to put things in y'all's hands. We got to let go. And that's what he did. He got up, let's go. Let's go, because he said, betrayer is at hand. And you already know Yahuwah. You know, it's already there. It's already set. So when he got up, here comes Judas. And he gave him a kiss. You know what I'm saying? He betrayed me with a kiss, Judas. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they arrested him. And after they arrested him, he had to let it go. He couldn't do nothing no more. That was it. Yes, he could have fought them. Yes, he could have called, said, I call down legions of Malachi's down here, angels down here. They will fight for me. But no, he just let it all out. He let it go. And sometimes we got to do that too in Yahushua's name. All right? Let's go to verse sheet. Genesis chapter 37. I think it's 37. Right. Bear with me. I'm shooting from the hip, give what he gave me a little bit. I just got to find it. Once I find it, I'm good. All right. We're going to talk about Jacob. You already know Jacob took Esau's blessings. Took his birthright first, and then Jacob took Esau's blessing. And he lied to his father Isaac. You know, then he lied to him. And then when that happened, man, Esau wanted to kill him. You know, for what he has done. Let's go to I think it's chapter 36. Go back. That was chapter. Let's be sure. Okay. Chapter 28. Excuse me. Oh, way off. Excuse me. Let's go verse 1. I'm gonna skip and go down a little bit. And Isaac called Jacob the cove, and blessed him, and charged him, and said unto him, You shall not take a wife of the daughter of Canaan. Arise and go to Padanaram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take your wife from there, of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. And Yah Almighty bless you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, that you mayest be a multitude of people, and give you the blessings of Abraham to you, and to your seed with you, that you mayest inherit the land wherein you are a stranger, which Yah gave it to Abraham. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went into Padanaram unto Laban, son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob and Esau's mother. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Paran, he took him a wife, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying that thou shalt not take a wife of the daughter of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Padan. Excuse me. Let's go down. Verse 10. Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran, and he lighted upon a certain place, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took up the stones of that place and put them for his pillar. And he laid down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the Melechizedek of Yah ascending and descending on it. And behold, Yah stood above it and said, I am Yah, the Elohim of Abraham, your Abba, and Yah of Isaac, the land whereon thou liest, to you will I give it, and to your seed. And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And you and your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with you, and will keep you in all places where thou goest, and will bring you again into this land, for I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken to you. And Jacob awake out of his sleep, and he said, Surely Yah is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, How dreadful is this place! This is none other but the house of Yah, and this is the gate of heaven. And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillow, and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel. But the name of the city was called Luz at the first. And Jacob vowed a vow, saying, If Yah will be with me, and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, till I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall Yah be my Elohim. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be Yah's house. And of all that shall give me, I will surely give thee tents unto thee. Again, I love this story too, because you got to think about it. They said the Torah only gives you like the point blank, so they don't go into everything, every detail. But you got to think about Jacob leaving his brother and father and going to somewhere that he'd never been before. You know what I'm saying? He never been through, Laban. You know what I'm saying? Laban's a Syrian man over there in Haran. He never been there. You know? Think about it. He had to leave that. Esau wanted to kill him. So his mom and dad says, I don't want you marrying no Canaanite. You know, his mother said, if you marry a Canaanite, man, then my life would be nothing, man. Since I was born, since I, the dream that, Yahuwah gave me, and I had you go, man, lie to your father. You know what I'm saying? So you can be blessed. You know, that's why I said, you got to leave. So think about it. He left. And while he was leaving, he found a place to lay down for the night. I know he had to be lonely. Think about it in the desert, all by himself. He don't know what he's going to interact. He don't know what kind of wild animals out there. He don't know, what he's going to meet up when he gets to Laban. He don't know what's going to go on. He's on his own now. But like I said, when Yah spoke to him, that's what I love about Yahuwah. When we had our lonely times, our downtime, we don't know what's going on, Yahuwah will speak to us. Yahuwah spoke to Jacob. He told him about Abraham, told him about his father. He told him, if you do my will, I will continue with the covenant I have promised with Abraham. Then he said, and he got up, he said, man, how dreadful this place. He said, dreadful, man. Man, this thing was crazy. This place, man, is weird, man. How did I know? I felt the rock of dish, man. I didn't know it was nothing but the house of Yah. He called it Bethel. He called it Bethel, the house of Yah. He says, like I said, Yahweh made a vow to Yah. He says, if y'all bring me back to my mother, my father's house, you know what I'm saying, I would give him 10% of all I had. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Jacob, he let go. He let go all his fears then. All what's going to happen because Yahuwah talked to him. Yahuwah said, you be obedient and do what I told you to do. As Abraham and as your father did. You said, I'll stand the coming with you too. And you already know, you see how he was blessed when he went down to Laban's house. You see he got 2 wives. You know Laban lied to him, but look, he got double. He got 2 wives. He got 12 sons and a daughter. That's when we get the 12 tribes of Yisrael. Think about that. And then fulfill the promise that Yah told Abraham that after what? He said after a generation, he said your seed will be going to Mizraim, to Egypt, and will be bound for 400 years. That's what happened. He fulfilled all that just because Jacob's being faithful. But I'm trying to tell you, Jacob let go and let Yah. Now, look at that. When he let go, the will of Yah was done. Carried out. Same with Yeshua. When Yeshua let go, think about that. He was our atonement. He was on the cross, He was accepted on the cross for a curse for us. Now the whole world can be saved through Yeshua. So you let go and let Yah. Come on. Let's go to, let's talk about Esther. Let's see if I can find it. You already know the story about Esther. God used her mightily. Let's see if I can find. Let's go to chapter 4. The story by Esther is Mordecai was an uncle that took care of her. She was an orphan, but Mordecai, uncle, took care of her and raised her up as like his own daughter. All right. Then we already know that Ahasuerus and what's the king's wife, Vashti, was forgot her name, but it's in the first chapter. Vashti, excuse me. Her husband Vashti. Vashti disobeyed the king, you know, as the decree of the king. When the king petitioned her and did a decree in the Persian area, when the king did a decree in a petition, in that area, you got to obey that petition. You cannot change it. So king ordered Vashti to come to the banquet, and she denied to come. When they asked, what should we do? So he said, vanish her. Because we do, you know, you don't vanish her, then, you know, it'd be a problem with the kingdom. So after he did that, and then they said, and what should we do for the queen? He says to get all virgins in their provinces, and they go before the king, and let the king choose one. And that's what happened. The king chose Esther. All right, think about it. Esther, a Yachadim, a Jew. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then that's why y'all don't set it up like that. I like how Yahuwah set things up like that. Then you got Haman. Haman couldn't stand the Jews. Because I guess for the time, the history time of King Saul, you know what I'm saying? When King Saul was supposed to kill all the Amalekites, he didn't, and one escaped named Haman. So Haman couldn't stand the Jews. So Haman had when Haman became the chancellor of the province, he had ordered all the Jews to be killed. And so when he found that, when Malachi found it out, he started fasting and praying, and he started being in front of the king's court. And where the king's court is, you ain't allowed to put no sackcloth and anything like that. And he kept those. So Esther was asked why, what's going on? And then one of her eunuchs told him that it's been ordered for all Jews to be slaughtered at a certain day. That's why we got Purim at that day. And then Esther asked Mordecai, what should I do? Mordecai said, you need to go to the king, man. And Esther said, man, if I ain't been called to go to the king and I go there and he don't throw out the scepter to me, it's automatic death. And then the king, and then Mordecai said, well, if you don't do it, somebody else will. So Esther said, well, have everybody fast and pray for 3 days. So they started fasting and praying for 3 days. And we'll see what happens. All right, let me go ahead and try to find what happened, do some reading. So let's go from chapter 4. Let's start reading a little bit. I think this is probably the last one. I might get one more. I want to get one more after this one. Okay, when Mordecai, chapter 4, verse 1, perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry. And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. And in every province, whithersoever the king's command and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and many laid in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maid and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Then called Esther for Hatach, one of the king's chamberlain, who he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. So Hatach went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened to him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay to the king treasure for the Jews to destroy them. Also he gave him a copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go into the king, her to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication to him, and to make quest before him for her people. And how that came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake to Hadad and gave him a commandment to Mordecai, all the king's servants and the people of the king's province to do know and that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king, unto the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his, to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come unto the king these 30 days. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words, and Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed, and who shall know whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Then Esther bade them return to Mordecai this answer. He says, go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast you for me, neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maiden will fast likewise, and go, and so would I go to the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all Esther had commanded him. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house over against the gate of the house. And it was so, when the king saw Esther the queen standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight, and the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter, and said the king, and then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is your request? And it shall be given you to the half of the kingdom. And Esther answered, if it seem good to the king, let King the Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him. I'll stop right there. Again, like I said, to let go, let Yah, that's what she had to let go her life. She already said it, I ain't been called by the king 30 days. He said, if any man or woman approach the king not called, is automatic death. But I'm trying to say is, but she was in a position right now in authority because she was queen. She was in authority in a position as queen where she could go to the king. So what she had to do is put herself away. That's just what she said. Go tell my brothers, the Jews, go fast and pray. Go fast and pray 3 days. It says, me and my maiden is going to do the same thing. And then I will go. That's what I'm saying is, if I perish, I perish.